Frank Lloyd Wright designed a cottage for a guy named Seth Peterson, and I just got kind of captured with the whole idea of taking the plans for this little cottage and modeling them in Sketchup. And one thing led to another to where I ended up modeling the house and all the furniture in it. So even these light posts, the coat rack, they're all very Frank Lloyd Wright-ish. The table and chairs, the lounge chairs, the banquet, the coffee table. And I built models of every one of these, and I'm going to just go through them maybe in 2 or 3 or 4 more videos into how I would build them. They're all plywood furniture, very typical Frank Lloyd Wright of this era. Stay tuned. Plans for this little cottage are available fairly easily on the internet. In order to scale them, I knew these ceiling panels were 4x8s, and so I just took 6 or 7 of them in a row times 4 feet to scale the size of the drawing, so that I had both a floor plan and a roof plan and all the detail plans I needed in a scale model. I was able then to go around these plans in scale, and here I am just sketching out the stone walls. For instance, this model or this cottage is really built around these stone walls, and so once you have these, you have sort of the main skeleton for the cottage itself. So each of these are different heights. There's sort of a shorter half-height wall in the bedroom with windows above that. There's a short retaining wall around the patio and the front edge of the cottage. There are taller walls around the central core of the cottage, the kitchen, and the restroom. And I'm just showing you the way I just grabbed this as I went and, outlined each of these sections of the house, extruded them to the proper height. The elevations of this house are also available, even sections are available, so it was easy to get these numbers accurate as far as how high these walls were and the dimensions of the walls, the dimensions of the windows, even the dimensions of the fretwork, plywood fretwork around the windows. So this is just to give you an idea of how I modeled the stone walls of the house. Once you had those, I was able then to put in the partitions, the flooring, and then slowly, one by one, I started building the furniture. And so here's a plan of the roof, so I knew how big the roof overhang was. Here are the elevations, so I knew how tall different aspects of the house were. And then here is just a quick spin around the model itself. There's the main entrance off of the walkway. That tall window goes into the bathroom and a storage area. These short windows are in the bedroom area. You come around here to a patio, and again, you can see the fretwork above the windows. Very, again, Frank Lloyd Wright-ish of the era. So that's kind of a spin around the outside. As far as how I built it in sections, I had a landscape that fit the contour of where this house actually is. I first extruded the stonework, then laid the floor. It's a flagstone floor. Here are all the furniture pieces that I modeled, and I did those in pretty great detail. Here are the windows that I modeled, and then here's the roof that I modeled, again, following the plan as closely as I could. Here's my interior, looking at some of the furniture, the coffee table, the banquet, these lounge chairs with ottomans, table and chairs here in the kitchen, and even this coat rack that I thought was really great looking. And so I've modeled that as well. I'll just kind of spin through quickly some of the models that will be coming up in the next few days. But just to give you an idea, here's that coat rack again, very reminiscent of his kind of a design, and I pulled these dimensions off as good as well as I could and came up with a model of that coat rack. Here's a table and chairs, again all plywood. Here's my model of that, and again I will be explaining those in detail if you are ever wanting to build one. Here are the lounge chairs with ottoman. Here's my model of those. And then over in towards the center of the main room, there is a plywood coffee table, and here's a model of that. And again, I will show in a later video how to build that. Here's that banquet. Again, plywood with storage underneath. I started into the model of that in more detail just to show how I would have guessed he would have made it for storage with hinged seats under the cushions. And I'll show you in some kind of detail if I were to build a banquet like that, how I would go about that. Here's sort of the underside to give you an idea of how that might work up against the wall, the part of the banquet that you wouldn't be able to see. Also, he had some really cool looking, I thought, outdoor landscape lights that he built or that he designed. I think these are cedar, most likely, because they're outdoors. And so I also did a drawing of those, how I would build them if it was me building these. And that's how I would probably put that together. So again, here, one more spin around the house. Hope you've enjoyed this. Stay tuned. I'll have some shorts maybe on each piece of furniture, and just giving you ideas on how I would build them if I were to do that. Again, just using plywood. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this. Please subscribe if so. Thank you.